What's up, guys, and welcome to the incredible adventures of Van Helsing 2. This is a ARPG, think Diablo, think Torchlight, an action RPG, sort of overhead shooter or combat game, and you have levels, you know what an ARPG is, I'm sure you do. Why don't we hop into it while I talk about what the game is. Currently in beta, going to be releasing soon, it's coming up within the next few weeks or months, not exactly sure on the exact vicinity of when it's coming out, but I know it's soon. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 2. I'd like to preface that I haven't actually played the first game, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, nor have I really watched the Van Helsing movies, but from what I have observed, they are very similar in universe. So I don't know a lot about the Van Helsing universe, but I do know a good amount about ARPGs. I played a good bit of Diablo, I played a good bit of Torchlight, I played through Torchlight 1, and more than half of Torchlight 2. So I do enjoy some good old ARPG. Basically, it is, exactly what you expect from an ARPG. I did enjoy it so far. It has this very steampunk art style and universe to it, and it has some pretty cool just stuff to it. I'm playing as a range character. Range characters usually like to sort of, they fit my bill. They're really enjoyable in my opinion, but it plays just like you would expect, and I'm really not sure how the game leaves you off in the Van Helsing 1, but you sort of are dropped in a story base not knowing what's going on. So like, if you are a big story buff, you really enjoy story in games, and you need to understand what's going on in the story, I do suggest you start with Van Helsing 1. I started with Van Helsing 2, and I have no idea what's going on an hour in, maybe an hour and a half in. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. This is not a good start for the story. Sorry, I'm not talking very straight right now for some reason. But, it plays just like a lot of ARPGs. You have your left-click movement, and you just have, your spells, and your quests, and your level-ups, and your statistics, and your items to equip. And it all works as expected, and it works very fun. The enemy design is very cool, and it's fun to take out a horde of enemies. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit so far. I sort of am bummed, though, about the story part, about how I just don't know what's going on, because I haven't played the first one. It's as expected. I'm not mad at it, but it still sort of bums me out, because the story looks really, really cool, and it's definitely tempting me to go back and get the first Van Helsing and maybe play it through. Whoa, big men. There's some big guys here and they want to blow me up. How about I use some of my spells? I have a set of spells at the bottom of the screen that you can see. There's a lot of information that the game sort of blasts you with. But if you are familiar with ARPGs, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. If not, then you might have a little bit of a hard time. It didn't seem like this game really tutorialized you as much as some other ARPGs might. But it's all overall pretty simple to get the hold of if you really know what you're doing. But on my set of spells right now, I have a heal. I have this really interesting move that I like, that if I press the button, everything around me freezes, and if I move or do any type of action, this bubble sort of gets smaller until it just finally disappears and they unfreeze from time. That's a very cool one. They have very, very interesting ones just like that, just sort of floating around. And then I also have this one, which is an Ethereal Embodiment. Basically, I turn into an ethereal state, and where nobody can attack me, but I can attack them. It's good since I'm a ranged character, since I can get out of situations very, very quickly, and that's very nice. Alright, now I have a big group of enemies. It's a good thing I do have companions like this little ghost girl that's sort of chasing me around. They do help out a good amount when they actually do decide to attack. Because like I said, being a ranged character, I just need to constantly run and kite and try to get that distance on people. But of course, then I also have different moves. I have Last Stand, which I do believe is an ally buff, along with Lightning, and Lightning is sort of a, just sort of like a Maelstrom from like Dota 2 or something. You shoot out a lightning strike and it sort of bounces between enemies. And those are my weapons or my spells right now. I also have a number of other things. I have my inventory, my quest, all that kind of stuff. I can actually level up right now, and you can see there are a large number of stats. I have my XP, and I have my body, dexterity, willpower, and luck. I do believe I want to keep on focusing dexterity, being a ranged character. Of course, that'll increase my aiming, my shooting ability, so I don't want to give that a few points. But then, of course, you have body, which would be health, willpower, which I do believe messes a bit with mana. Yeah, mana points, and then luck. Luck is a very contextual thing, changes with every game, but it's easy to understand. And of course, I have my HP, mana, and rage. And then also you have your defense and your spell power. Then of course, you know, like you have some stuff down here. These are my main 2 spells, and I have an icicle shot and an explosive shot, and those are my left click and right click. So they're my most important and most used things, of course, out of everything. So those are important things that I need to make sure are good, and they are. Okay, we got a bunch of more zombies or vampires or whatever they are. I do believe Van Helsing is a vampire hunter. From when I figure out. I talked to my girlfriend Michaela about it because she watched the Van Helsing movies, and she informed me a bit, and she was telling me about how it's a very cool story about, you know, a vampire hunter named Van Helsing, and that's interesting. I definitely want to watch the movies now. Like I said, I don't know the direct relation between this and the movies, if this is canon, or if it's just in a similar universe, a parallel universe, something like that. Let's close this. Why don't we take a look at our inventory here? And of course, we have a number of different things. You do see, like I said, this isn't beta. You can obviously see that in the big red text on the top right of the screen. It looks like some of the items just aren't appearing correctly, which is sort of odd. Very, very odd indeed. So I don't know why that's happening. And what happened to my mouse? My mouse just decided to disappear. That was very weird as well. So yeah, of course, there's a bit of glitches that go on. Being in beta, of course, it will release and it won't be in beta. But, you know, just expect that in some parts of the video. Things might not seem up to snuff. That's fine, though, because that's what betas are all about. But, of course, I can look in this inventory, and it actually has a spatial type of equipment. In Torchlight 2, every item has the same amount of inventory it takes up. But in games like this, it actually has sort of like a space to it. Like, boots will take up more space than gloves, or something like that. And of course that means you want to be able to organize things well. I haven't actually equipped too many new items, but of course equipping items have different statistics, and maybe they have different requirements. I might need to be a certain level at something or other. It's like I can equip this ring, but it might not be as good, and this one definitely doesn't look as good. And I can also just have other things in here too that I haven't really assessed too much. Most of this stuff doesn't look as good as what I currently have. But I've actually been playing quite a few ARPGs recently. We'll see another ARPG video tomorrow, actually. But I have just a number of things, like I said, my inventory, my character sheet, my skills, and my skills I can upgrade. Now, the skills are interesting. There are some things about this ARPG that are a little different from what I'm used to. And it's like the Mystic Warrior, which isn't even the class that I am. I'm actually the Occult Hunter. And it's like I can come in here and I can upgrade different spells. I can upgrade my explosive shot or my icicle shot, which are my left click and right click. Or I can come over here and I can maybe upgrade some of this. Why can I just... I don't know what that's supposed to do. Okay, whatever. But you know, I can upgrade these, make my spells maybe a little better. Or I can come in here and do different tricks. These are, you know, like this is my level, or my 1 key skill. I have different skills in here, and of course, they all just do their own things. And of course, auras, you know, things that aren't activatable, that are very nice to have. So you have a number of things, a large variety of things to upgrade, to change, all that kind of stuff. You also have your perks, which the perks I haven't looked too much into. I'm not really sure what's going on here with the perks. So I haven't really touched too much on this. Like within my hour or two of play, which I'd play more, my schedule right now is very, very tight. So I haven't been able to invest much more time into it than that. And like I said, it doesn't tutorialize too much. I really haven't been explained to me what this is, what is that, while other games might do that more better. So it's like, you know, you get that idea. I still have a melee weapon I can switch to, but I don't know, it's not something I'm interested in. I actually enjoy ranged characters a lot better. Why don't I try it out though, just to show it off, to give you a chance of seeing some melee action. And I do believe these are all just my buff bars. So let's find some enemies. I've sort of been pointlessly walking around. I haven't been doing any specific quests, but if I press the M key, you can see my map in more, you know, detail. A lot bigger in the center of the screen, more than on the top right, and there's some guys falling in now. Let's take some of these guys out. It's very weird. I'm not used to the non-range, the melee abilities here. But I'm actually tearing them up pretty good. I haven't taken any damage. There you go. Now I'm starting to. Okay, cool. These guys do not die easy. But the art style I like it. I like the steampunk style aesthetic and all that kind of stuff is very, very cool. And I have teleporters all over the place. These teleporters, basically, you know, teleport you to different locations. I actually want to switch back to range for this. No, because these guys stink. I don't know why, but these guys just tear me up. And of course, I can hop in this teleporter, maybe teleport to somewhere different. But I really don't need that right now. And just continue going into here, the abyss of just evil monsters and things. The journal, though, this will, you know, assess my quests and all that kind of stuff. Tell me all the information I may need to know about what quest I'm going on. I have my map, and can you guys stop shooting at me? I'm trying to make a video on this game, and then I have achievements, which doesn't allow me to bring that up at the moment for some reason. I'm not sure if maybe achievements aren't incorporated. I'm about to die, that'd be very embarrassing. She freezes them, which is very cool. Then I have Glory. Same thing with Glory, I don't know too much about it. And then I also have my menu. And of course I can resume and all that kind of stuff. So you know the UI pretty well now. On the top left it does assess some information about my friend, the Lady Katrina, the ghost lady, I do believe. And besides that, you know, there are some occasional dialogue, some, actually some choices. You can talk to some people and they will actually give you choices of what you want to do if you want to take command of some soldiers or something, or maybe go in the front lines of battle. I'm the kind of person who wants to go in the front lines of battle and just sort of enjoy myself and be part of the action. Whoa, look at these guys. Haven't fought these guys before. So it's very cool. I mean, it gives you some choice, and that, you know, of course makes a variety of gameplay, which I think is very, very cool. Very, very appeasing, or appealing, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, that's the basic idea of the game, and you know, like I said, a ARPG. I still suggest, I don't know how Van Helsing 1 plays, so I'm not sure if it's, in a gameplay standpoint, good to pick up. I do suggest you just check out some reviews of it. I don't have any available because I haven't played it, but I do suggest if you are playing for story, you should definitely try Van Helsing 1 first. But overall, the game is good. The game is fun for the first hour that I've played it, and I definitely want to log in a few more hours for sure. But this is the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 2. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.